Well, no, man. Yeah.
That's what I was saying. We were talking about either side, like they can hold down Walmart. I feel afraid that but they're said to have enough now. Read something that's needed to be read, and then I'll make it
debate. My job is to welcome you to this debate with candidates from Kitchener Centre and Kitchener-Waterloo. As a welcome, some food and drink is available, which most of you have found. I see over in this area up just outside the rotunda, and in behind that are the washrooms, which are available if and when you need them. The organization that is sponsoring and is hosting this debate is called Stand Up. Please rise. 1, 2, 3. Over here. Thank you very much. And they are also in our title. We are the Community Coalition on Refugee and Immigrant Concerns, CCORIC for short. We do this as a community of people. Some of us are from refugee agencies in our city. Most of us are citizens of Canada, although not all. Some of us are recently arrived immigrants and refugees. And sometimes they move through the system of CCORIC really quite quickly because they're there with some concern that they have as a group. But we trust that when we get together as a group, we can always make Canada and our world a better place. So, CCORIC organized this debate tonight. The focus is on the political issues that affect local immigrants and refugees today. These issues are family reunification, what is called Bill C-49, dealing with human smuggling and human trafficking, and recent funding cuts to settlement and language training services. Our moderator for this debate is Theron Kramer, and Theron has a long commitment to refugee and immigrant issues. He was the first executive director of the KW Multicultural Center. He co-founded and chaired the KW Race Relations Committee. He was a member of the John Chamberlain Refugee Scholarship Fund. Recently, he was the lead facilitator with the Center for Community-Based Research for the Waterloo Region Local Immigrant Partnership Council, an initiative funded by Citizenship and Immigration Canada. Therein, when you think of that sort of a curriculum vitae, has been part of many debates. So we welcome Theron Kramer. And we look forward to Theron being our referee.
Thank you very much, Jim. And congratulations to CCORIC for organizing and this event and getting as many people out as we have. And I see people are still drifting in. CCORIC invited representatives from the 4 major parties that are running in this election, those parties that are running candidates all across the country. We do understand that there are other parties that are running candidates and individuals that are running as independents. And I'm just wondering if we could have any of those folks that are here tonight, if they could just stand and introduce themselves, and I'm sure they would be willing to make themselves available if you have questions specifically for them after this evening. Go ahead, introduce yourself. Yeah, you can. If we can get this out of here. Oh, go ahead. Just come on.
My name is Julian Ickham. I am the Marxist-Leninist candidate. I am very sad that the small parties are being excluded from this debate. I think it is unjust and unfair, particularly because it is the small parties that usually are political all year round and don't just come out when people want votes. In terms of immigration and refugee rights, the Marxist-Leninist Party was one of the groups that organized provincially to fight here in Kitchener the cuts to English programs and literacy programs. We are active in all fields. We participated in the No One Is Illegal May Day March, and we are political all year around. We don't just show up when we want votes. Mr. Woodworth, the Conservative candidate, has always been welcome in the Romanian community, as has Karen Redmond in the past, and other people who are there. I find it really offensive that we are not welcome in this community to address the issues that need to be addressed. It is also offensive that one of the only Native people who is running in this election, Mark Corbier, who is a Marxist-Leninist candidate in Kitchener Centre, who has been active for at least a decade, is also being excluded. In terms of immigration rights, as we saw with what happened with the Tamil refugees, the Conservative Party not only did not allow them to come to our beautiful country, because everyone here is a refugee. Everyone here, this is native land, and everyone who's not native came from somewhere. But not only did they not allow them and kept them in horrible conditions in jails, but has criminalized them through the media and made statements such as, oh, these people went back to their country, therefore they must not be refugees. Well, coming from Romania, my family and stuff, we know that a government that might not be helpful to you will let you come back and visit family and friends if you have this beautiful thing called Canadian citizenship behind you, or landed immigrant status, or just knowing that the first world is watching. So the criminalization of the Tamil immigrants is horrible and is unacceptable. And what is happening here to minority youth being ghettoized and criminalized is also horrible and unacceptable. The Marxist-Leninist Party is running candidates in all provinces. And I think that the fact that we're being excluded, particularly because we're the ones that are ourselves, Green Party, and other people are the ones who are political all year round, is horrible. And the funny thing is, people talk about why youth don't participate. Well, the reality of the situation is, at the G20, there have been more than 1,000.
This is not an introduction, this is a bloody speech. How about letting somebody else talk?
We have a right to speak. We were invited, okay, I just want to say that people should vote with their conscience and vote for those who are active all year, not just when the votes are around. Thank you.
I'll try and be a little shorter, sir. My name is Stephen Scott, and I'm from the Pirate Party of Canada. We're primarily an internet issues party, so it's a bit of a one-point platform. We're for net neutrality. We're trying to stop things like UBB, which would put a cap on internet and raise everyone's internet costs. And we are trying to protect the privacy of Canadian citizens, which we think is extremely important and has been recently threatened by a bundled bill by the Conservative government, which they're planning on passing within 100 days of taking office. This bill would allow essentially internet wiretapping. So I won't trouble you with too much more of that. Please come and let me know if you have any questions. The biggest issue I have, and what I'm hoping to hear the candidates talk about tonight, is what they're planning on doing to streamline the refugee applicant process. Because right now, in my riding, there are people that have been waiting for 2-3 years only to be denied. And I think that's wrong. So thank you so much.
To participate, both of the Conservative candidates from Kitchener-Waterloo riding and from Kitchener Centre declined to participate in this particular all candidates meeting. The format this evening Our overall approach is that rather than opening and closing statements by the candidates, we want to focus on specific issues, as you heard from Jim, and give us much time as possible for audience opportunities to ask questions. So there are 3 specific issues, and Jim already mentioned those, and we will talk about each of those as we reach them. And those 3 issues will be put on the table one at a time, and the candidates will be asked to state their platforms, their approach to those issues. Minutes to state their position on each issue, and candidates will be given 30-second and 10-second warnings to end their comments, and Jennifer and Sherry are sitting right in the middle here, and they will hold up 30-second cards and 10-second cards to let you know when your 2 minutes is up. And what else do we have to tell you at this point? I think that's about immigration policies that allow immigrants and refugees to sponsor relatives to come to this country. And the facts around that particular issue are as follows. There were 60,207 family class applicants, that is spouses, children, parents, and grandparents, given permanent residence in 2010. That's down 15% from 2006. There were 186,000 economic immigrants admitted to Canada in 2010. That's up 35% since 2006. There were 24,600 refugees given permanent residence in Canada in 2010, and that's down 25% since 2006. Those figures are taken from an analysis that was done in the Montreal Gazette. So, our first question to the candidates is this. How would your party approach the issue of family reunification if you formed the government? And what would your emphasis be in balancing the number of family class applicants, economic immigrants, and refugees allowed into Canada? And I think what we'll do is we'll start at the far end. Peter Thurley with the NDP.
Thank you very much, and thank you for having me here today to speak about this. I was doing a little bit of research last night in preparation for tonight's debate, and it shocked me just how many families are wanting to bring over their loved ones from the countries of their birth, only to find out that they can't. For whatever reason, they're denied. The paperwork is, takes 5 lawyers and their cousins to try and figure it out. It's one of these things that that seems like it should be common sense to be able to have your father or your mother or your sons or daughters join you.